and I've been in the mortgage and real estate industry for over 34 years. Today we're going to talk about the asset verification portion of the mortgage process. The mortgage industry is heavily regulated by the federal government, and they've made it a very documentation-intensive process. When it comes to the asset verification of the mortgage process, this tends to be the most confusing and frustrating part for the customers, especially because there are many ways to physically document your money, but only 2 ways that the government deems as legal documentation for the mortgage process. Hopefully this video will help you understand how to properly document your money for the mortgage process. First, understand that the government's rules are that all money in the transaction must come from allowable sources. And those allowable sources must be documented properly. Money that can't be used in a transaction would be any unsecured funds. For example, if you took a cash advance on your credit card, that couldn't be used. If you got a personal loan from a bank, that's considered unsecured funds and is not allowed to be used in a real estate transaction. Cash deposits in your bank account are not allowed to be used in a transaction. Cash under your mattress or cash in a safety deposit box are all examples of money that cannot be used in a mortgage transaction. Example of allowable sources are money that you saved in the bank over time, money that you have in a retirement fund or a pension fund, money you just received through bonus, commission, or regular salary. Gift money from a direct relative, a significant other, or a very close friend are all examples of allowable sources. But again, all those allowable sources must be documented properly. At the start of the mortgage process or the start of the pre-approval process, you will need to provide the most recent 2 months official bank statements or the most recent quarterly bank statement, all pages to the accounts. Let's take a look at an example of the official bank statement. An official bank statement should have your name and address on it, the bank account number, the bank logo, the beginning and ending balance, the dates of the monthly or quarterly statement. In this example, the bank statement runs from December 12th to January 11th. Also, it must show all the transactions, deposits, and withdrawals for the entire month or the entire quarter. Again, all pages must be provided. In this example, this is page 1 of 3. Therefore, pages 2 and 3 would also have to be provided. If your bank statement is 25 pages long, then all 25 pages must be provided, even if some pages are blank. Also, notice there are 3 deposits on this bank account. One is a payroll deposit, one is a direct deposit from a pension, and one is a counter deposit. The counter deposit requires additional supporting documentation so we can verify the exact source of that deposit and verify that it came from an allowable source. For example, if the deposit came from a checking account that the borrower has with another bank, then we will need the most recent 2 months bank statements of that checking account to show the funds coming from that account into this account. So again, 2 full months bank statements or the most recent quarterly statement, all pages to the accounts on any accounts that are going to be used for the transaction. In conjunction with the bank statement, the only other legal documentation that can be used to verify assets is what we call a daily transactional report. A daily transactional report you can usually print from your online banking account. A daily transactional report is used when we want to see the most recent activity in your bank account and we don't want to wait till the next bank statement becomes available. In order to close, we need to show that the down payment check has cleared the borrower's account, as well as we need a copy of the canceled check showing that it cleared the borrower's account. But let's take a look at a daily transactional report. In order to use this daily transactional report, it must meet 5 important criteria. First, it has to either have your name or the last 4 digits of the account number so we can link it to the bank statement. Second, it must have the start and end day of the report, and the start date must overlap the most recent bank statement that we have. Third, the current available balance must be displayed as the last date of this statement. In this example, the last transaction date is January 30th, and it shows the balance on January 30th. Fourth, it must have a list of all the transactions during that period of time. And fifth, it must have the URL at either the top or the bottom of the page to show that it came from the bank's website. Notice on this report, it shows the good faith deposit check coming out of the account. We will also need a copy of the front and back of the check showing that it went through the account. This is a printout from the bank's website showing the front and back of the good faith deposit check, showing it cleared the account, has the date that it cleared the account, and it has the URL printed at the bottom of the page. Also, on this transactional report, you'll see there's a transfer from account 4560 for over $3,000. We will also need supporting documentation showing where that deposit came from. In other words, we will need to see the account 4560 2 months of bank statements to show the money coming from that account going into this account. Again, remember, we must verify all money that is going to be used in the transaction in the same manner. So if the money that you're using is in 5 different bank accounts, then we will need the same exact documentation for all 5 accounts. So remember, official bank statements, all the pages, and a daily transactional report are the only 2 forms of documentation that we can use to verify assets for the mortgage process. Things like screenshots or an ATM printout, although shows of money, is not legal documentation for the mortgage process. I hope this video has been helpful. Please feel free to call me or email me with any questions. Thanks for your time.